It's my favourite part of the podcast now. It is the Quickfire Questions, and I am with Claude Littner, who is not only one of the interviewers on The Apprentice, is one of the aides to Lord Sugar, has been working in business for over 50 years and has made a massive success, and the podcast explains all about that. So Claude, rules of the podcast. I'm going to ask you 20 questions. I'd like you to give me a response, concise, short, in one sentence if possible. If you don't like the question or don't understand it, you can say pass. If you don't want to give a response, you can say pass. Only the best people don't pass, and not to put you on edge at all. And we'll see how quickly we can go through this. Are you comfortable?
Yep.
Okay, right, let's crack on. What does the word entrepreneur mean to you?
In French, entrepreneur is undertaker, so it has no connotations. It's somebody who's willing to take a chance and have a go and is enterprising.
Before any big meeting or any big pitch, what's the one question you ask yourself?
I don't ask myself any questions. I'm very confident, but for those who aren't confident, they need to make sure they know their stuff.
What characteristics in a person do you look for when hiring?
Common sense, bright eyes, intelligence, and not monosyllabic when I ask them a question.
If somebody was to give you the perfect CV, but they were terrible at interviewing, what would you do?
Probably wouldn't hire them, because the more important thing is actually their personality and their ability to get on with other people.
What's been your biggest mistake to date when hiring?
I've made too many to tell you.
What's the first thing you look for when you look at a CV?
To see whether there are any spelling mistakes.
What engages you to read the entire CV?
If it's interesting, if it's put forward in an interesting way, that engages me.
And when you just finish reading a CV, what's the last thing that leaves a lasting impression on you?
Whether I feel that I understand the person from the CV and have some sort of understanding of whether they've got the ability to take the job.
What advice would you give to somebody who's writing their CV tonight to apply to a job tomorrow?
Be careful, do it properly, be honest, because you'll get caught out if you tell lots of lies.
What's the one thing most people leave off a CV?
There's too many to mention, they leave off everything.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen in a CV?
Again, too many diabolical CVs that I've seen, full of spelling mistakes, full of inaccuracies, badly presented, hopeless.
And what's the most annoying thing you've seen in a CV?
Somebody who I actually meet and their CV has let them down because actually they're a very good candidate, and that really applies to you, Rick.
What's the first thing you look for in a person at an interview?
How they walk into the room, their confidence, and their ability to just look me straight in the eye.
What engages you to listen on throughout the entire interview?
If they've got a good voice, if they're interesting, if they've got personality, if they've got character, I'm immediately engaged.
At the end of the interview, what's the best way somebody can leave a lasting impression?
For me, it's the most important thing is on their way out, they tell me they really want the job.
What's the one bit of advice you'd give to somebody preparing this evening for an interview tomorrow?
Have an early night, have researched the company, be fresh, get to the interview on time or before time, and compose yourself.
What's the one question most people struggle with during an interview?
Lots of struggling, can't pick one.
What's the worst thing somebody's done in front of you during an interview?
I can't even tell you.
What's the most annoying thing somebody's done in front of you during an interview?
I'm particularly irritated by people who keep moving their feet forward and backward, bite their nails, tap on the desk, anything like that I find disruptive and annoying, irritating.
Final question, what is your killer interview question?
I haven't got one.
Thank you, Claude. Well done. Thanks very much.